Know when it started.
It started.
Oh, okay. Very fun. Hello. This is our very first sample for the Cranston Fancy Wire Company of sterling silver plated bracelets. This is our first sample pack. So for this first run, each bracelet is going to be about $25. These are mostly patterns from the Cranston Fancy Wire Archive and the Frank Morrow collection. Mostly from the 1930s and further back into the 1890s is some of the earliest ones on here. This is a Frank Morrow pattern from about 1931. We've put some patina on this one, as we have with this Cranston
Sorry
Fancy
about
Wire
the
pattern.
focusing. There we go.
Nice.
So
each of these is about 6 inches. And we're going to be selling them individually for this first run. But then after that, they'll be available in packs of 5. And they'll be up on Potter USA in probably a couple of days. If you want to get into offering sterling silver bracelets.
Yep, they're silver plate.
Silver plated, sorry.
Yeah,
I got to make that clear.
This isn't just a thin kind of silver plate that you could do at home. This is how they silver plate sterling flatware. So we send these off to a flatware company and they plate them for us. So they're a heavy silver plate. You can polish these, you can patina them. They're going to last. This isn't just, something done with an electroplater at home. This is a heavy silver plate. So this one's been patinaed with my favorite method, which is a Sharpie.
This has been patinaed with liver of sulfur here.
Yeah.
And then I can show them. So for this first run, we got 5 patterns.
So this is how you'd receive them. They're very shiny, the way they come. They're fresh out of the polishing. But they're, so you need to patina them because we don't know what you want to do to them. But we'll do a video on how to do it.
So these are all 5 of the patterns.
There'll be lots more in the future, but we had to send a sample. They want to do it in runs of literally a couple 100 pounds.
Yeah.
So this was the sample pack.
We'll be getting into this.
In a big way.
Yeah. So if you want to get the first run of them.
How much did you figure they're going to be, Vincent? Do you have it written?
Yeah, this is going to be, I did the calculations.
So we're going to be, there's going to be a wholesale price list for this?
Yeah, so in the future, we're going to be selling them in packs of 5. It'll be $125 for 5 of them. But right now, each is $25.
Yeah. What are they going to be if you order 10?
They're going to be $20 each.
$20 each if you order 10. And then if you order more than that, like if you get real serious, we'll adjust the price.
Yeah.
But we should all see if you can sell them first before you go all in and mortgage your house buying little bracelets. Not that Vincent can't use the money. He's in college. We make him pay for his own college. So, yeah, these look really nice.
Yeah,
I like them.
Yeah, we were.
Sorry, it's so bad. But yeah,
we were very curious how they'd come out, but
they don't look plated.
No, it looks.
Once you patina them, they look like real silver. But it's going to keep the price in check because each one of these, like something like this, was coming in. He hasn't cleaned the inside, obviously, after he liver sulfured it. We were looking at, you'd have $75 just in materials in something like this. And so...
It started to get absurd.
Yeah, and I know that that's going to be a hard sell. It's going to be a hard sell. We weren't going to be able to get any momentum producing them and selling them. And we couldn't get it efficient enough to justify doing it. He would have had tens of thousands of dollars tied up in silver, and it just wasn't going to get off the ground. But silver plate, that opens up your market to a lot more people. You know, you could sell it for I mean, you guys are selling copper ones for 40, 50 bucks. So a silver plated one seems like a no-brainer at the similar price, 40, 50 bucks. And it would still look great. So, and they'll be stamped silver plate or sterling plate on them before we ship them. These aren't stamped, and they won't be because we can't stamp them now. But in the future, they'll all be stamped. So
yeah, each of them will have a little logo, say sterling plate. And yeah, we're.
Do you want to go show them how you make them, Vincent? That way they understand. I mean, you guys have seen this a lot, but there's probably new people here who haven't.
Yeah.
So Vincent's running these off on machinery that was made in the 1860s. So what we do is we follow people around the shop. So this, I think Vincent's probably got the largest collection at least in the United States, of rolls.
Yeah. So
He's been absorbing as companies get out of this business. Most of this business is gone now. I think this is, maybe that's the one he's using. The reason it's closed is the stuff went to Asia, but the tooling didn't go to Asia.
See. So
Yeah.
here's the sterling plate. Here's the roll that it came off of.
That's probably 1930s.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's another one of them. But these are all from different companies, all out of Providence, Rhode Island. So there's Frank Murrow, Millard, Cranston Fancy Wire. Let's see, Kevin, so I'm sorry if I'm misunderstanding, but will this be run with stamped sterling silver plate? The next ones are going to say stamped, or they're going to say silver plate on them. These are not.
These first ones don't, just because it's
We
too
didn't-
late to stamp on.
This was a sample batch.
Yeah.
We
but-
didn't know if it was even going to work.
Yeah, but the next run will have all the stamps on them.
Yeah, our biggest concern was seeing if they would actually do it for us, because in order to get the stuff run, they aren't willing to do 10 or 20. Like, they did a sample run of 100, and that was considered a gift.
Small.
So we need to be running, they want to be running pounds. They're talking 50 to 100 pounds of bracelets at a time. They're not willing to run small batches. So this is the machine that started it.
This is what I'm running right now. This is one of the new patterns up for September. And because the collection has gotten to this point, I'm not, I'm just one person. I'm not able to sustain like a full inventory of every single one of them. So we're cycling through them monthly to just get as much of this stuff available to the public as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of it hasn't been available in decades. It just wasn't available because the only way you could get it would have been to order 500 feet. Nobody was willing to set up. I mean, I remember when we bought the company, the lady that we bought it from, she almost, beer came out of her nose. We were sitting in a bar discussing it, and I said, yeah, we're gonna sell it a foot at a time, and she just about fell out of her chair laughing at us.
She said she wouldn't turn on the mill for under 500 yards away.
Yeah, that was minimum order was 500 yards.
So what we're doing is kind of cuckoo bananas.
Yeah. So here's how it goes. You got a one to roll?
I actually don't.
Oh,
that
so
always happens whenever
he ran out.
over here. I don't.
So
yeah.
This machine was originally powered by an overhead leather belt, and when we got it, we had to make it powered so that we could run it. So we put a motor on it and then rubber belts and everything and made it so that it could run in our shop. Because we don't have a water wheel. This is before electricity. This thing was from the 1800s. And yeah, we had to rebuild these and put new bearings in and machine new blocks and everything.
Yep.
But it runs good.
Great.
So that's what Vincent does most of his time, is rebuild these machines.
Yep.
So this is his. This is another pattern roll.
Yeah, this is the big pattern roller.
Yeah. This is pre-OSHA, when they didn't care about people getting sucked into gears. Yeah.
It's really ridiculous, but I really like this one.
So you can see. That's actually open gear grease, or as Vincent calls it, whale blubber. He's usually covered in it.
Yeah.
This one runs, God, he's got so much garbage up here. This is another version. This is an open-sided mill, and it's for, you can run a corner. You can literally roll a pattern in the edge of a platter. That's what this one's for. And then this one, they all run different sizes of rolls. Yeah. Nothing was standardized.
Yeah, that's the big issue. That's why there's so many mills back here.
Yeah.
This is for a different size harbor.
Every company just made these machines in-house for themselves. They didn't, there was no standard. You didn't just order these from somewhere and decide you're going to go into the roll business. You had to make the rolls yourself. You had to make the machine yourself. Everything had to be made. All the arbors.
You can see.
So some people had little tiny rolls.
Yeah.
So we have the machines to run all the different sizes. Here's the big arbors. This up here is kind of neat. These are, I think Vincent will have to run these.
Yeah.
These are, I think, let's see, is this the Three Little Pigs one?
I believe it was for hollowware. No, this is the Three Little Pigs.
Oh. We have all the nursery rhymes. So this is the Three Little Pigs. The whole nursery rhyme. These would make pretty cool bracelets.
Yeah, some of these are pretty tall. Like,
yeah,
I believe
they're
these are for
big.
hollowware.
I think they were for baby cups. We have all the nursery rhymes. I just got a bunch of dies that are they're big strip dies for creating nursery rhymes, for making baby cups and stuff. They're not here yet. Anyway,
see those.
Yeah, let's see.
And then we're also going to be getting into running some.
Oh yeah, we're gonna roll some heavier rod, some narrow stuff to make thick bracelets. So this stuff will be nice as well. And we will be silver plating it. We'll sell it both ways, silver plated and in copper.
I think that'll turn out nice.
Sorry, Vincent.
Oh.
Anyway, let's take one more look at the sterling bracelets.
Yeah, sure.
For people who missed out on it. The wall of dies.
Yeah, so here's.
Oh yeah, here's.
Silver bracelets.
Let's go back to
where the main section of them is.
I think so. We'll try to work up a really good price list, and we'll see what kind of deal we can get on our end when we plate hundreds of pounds instead of just a handful. So we're trying to get pricing.
Yeah.
These are all plated in the United States. We're not sending it to Mexico or anywhere, so you know it's all being done environmentally friendly and not with child labor. So it's not as inexpensive as getting them. Like, I know I can ship them to Mexico, but I just don't have the heart to do it. So
yeah. So individually right now will be $25 each.
Mm-hmm.
And then the more you buy, the
cheaper it's going to get.
Cheaper it's get for wholesale purposes.
Yep.
And
yeah, they look really nice.
Stay tuned.
So here's what they look like with a patina. So this was done with a Sharpie. Sorry, it's, gosh, all right, we're going to zoom in right, there we go. This was done with a Sharpie, my favorite mode of patina, really. And then all you do is just wipe it off. And it looks great. No toxic chemicals. And it can easily be replicated by your customer. So if the patina falls off, you just tell them, you got a Sharpie? And it looks, I think that looks great.
Yeah.
because the other stuff's kind of, I don't know, sketchy. This is just so easy.
Yeah.
And if you buff it off, it doesn't look like you hit it with a Sharpie. I'd love to see this one. Let's do this one live.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go get a Sharpie.
Oh, we're actually...
Yeah, we're going to. You got a Sharpie? Is a big, thick one?
Actually, no.
Here, take my phone.
Okay.
Entertain.
Oh,
get
boy.
The big, fat Sharpie.
Okay. He's going to go get one. Yeah. So, I have 5 designs available for this first run. Definitely going to expand for the next one. This is just to see if this would actually work. This is really heavy silver plate.
All right.
Mostly done for sterling, or for like silverware. It's all sterling silver plate. Okay, here we go.
Let's do a big wide one. So I got my big Sharpie. And don't sniff the Sharpie. So just paint it on.
There's generations of jewelers and craftsmen rolling in their
Crying,
graves right
I
now.
know. It just works so good.
I know.
I do it all the time now. It's like the only method. I started doing it years ago because it works great on gold. And because, you know, to patina gold, you have to do really toxic, nasty stuff. People would be using, you know, cyanide and everything, and it's just nasty. And I just started using a Sharpie and buffing down areas. And I remember the shop would be like, wow, it's amazing, great job. And they'd be like, what'd you do? I go, use a Sharpie. And then we could even tell our customers, if you need to get it, replace it after it wears off, use a Sharpie. And here's a really good trick. You're going to love this tip. If you want a pink diamond but can't afford a pink diamond, get a pink Sharpie. And just hit the girdle, the edge of the girdle with the pink Sharpie, and suddenly your diamond looks pink. And if you've got a really... when I worked at a shop, a lot of times the sales girls, you know, they'd want these big diamonds, but they could never afford a big diamond. But what they would buy are these yellow monsters. Like, they're just, and we're not talking about a fancy yellow. We're talking about pea yellow. And I would mount them in yellow gold, and that would help them look whiter. But then I would also take a blue Sharpie, and the blue cancels out the yellow. So you'd put a blue Sharpie right on the culet and on the girdle, and it'll bring it up 5 color grades. That thing will look white. And all of a sudden, you have a diamond that truly looks like it's very valuable. And it's awesome. And they can always just, you know, I call it the Sharpie upgrade. So here we go. So we painted it on with Sharpie. It's dry. And next thing we're going to do is we're going to use metal polish cream. I don't know. I think it's called Blue Magic. I think we get it on Amazon. It's just this. It works great. So what I'm using is a paper towel. I just put a little dot. Don't go crazy because this will take your Sharpie off. I'm just putting a little bit, just about yay much. And we polish. It hardly takes any.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Check that out.
If you put too much, it'll clean all the Sharpie out of the recesses. You just want to give it a little bit of patina. Okay? That's beautiful.
Look at that.
Yeah. And now, it doesn't look like a bumper. We're not going to do this for you. You're going to have to do this. Because when you get your bracelet, it's going to look like this. You'll have to do the patina. We don't do it.
Yeah.
because we're wholesale. That looks good.
Yeah.
And again, the silver plate is nice and heavy. It's like what they use on silverware.
Wow. Yeah, I got all in those crevices.
Yep.
Lovely.
So you can show them. See, that looks like a bumper.
Yeah, and you can't see the design as well. It sort of gets lost.
Yeah, it's too shiny.
There we go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So they'll be up probably in a day or so for
Yeah.
sale. And we don't have a whole lot of them.
Yeah, this is a small first
batch.
batch. They'll be
Yeah.
out pretty soon. And so we're going to make another run.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be
Vincent's going to slave away.
good. Yes.
He's got to make hundreds
Oh boy.
to get to the minimum.
The minimum order.
Yeah. So he's going to run all kinds, and but you'll still be able to buy them in just plain copper from us as well, or from
Yep.
Vincent. I say us; it's the royal us. It's Vincent. He's
Yeah.
going to be doing it. Anyway.
All right. Well, thanks so much, everyone. See you later.